So good afternoon all, it's Monday the 25th of September and I'm in Inverness just outside the castle, which looks like it's undergoing some reconstruction, some renovation. I'm heading down towards Fort Augustus on the start of the Badger Divide. It's a 200-mile route between Inverness and Glasgow through the Highlands. So the weather's bright and sunny to start off with. I've just spent like 6 hours on a train, so I'm ready to get going. Not sure how far I'll get today, but we'll see how the legs are. Right, onwards. Well, I'm looking for somewhere to stay, but I somehow don't think that's going to work. Yeah, no, give that one a miss. But just here, just past the campsite at Bikepacking, there's a little water supply, so that's handy. I'm beginning to think it's time to find somewhere to stop. I'll ride on for another half an hour or so. It's about 5:30 now. Sun goes down at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Alright, I'll get some water. So here we are. I've found somewhere in the forest. I'm about 9 kilometres from Drumnadrochit, somewhere in a forestry plantation. I've just chosen this sort of like pulling area where there's been a big dump of gravel, sort of like a parking area, I suppose, for lorries, and I guess it's a little bit drier than parking, than camping anywhere else. Anyway, there's all my gear. It's not particularly well pitched, quite difficult getting the stakes in, so I've just reinforced them with some big stones here. So we're still on the Great Glen Way. Just come down a nice bit of gravel road there, very smooth, nice downhill, and now we head off in that direction along a little track. So see how that goes with this bike. So we've got the first proper view of Loch Ness, and I think Drumnadrochit just down here. So I've made it as far as Fort Augustus, and yeah, weather's brightened up a little bit. It's been raining quite heavily most of the afternoon, but I'm going to start heading up the Corrierac Pass. I'm at a place called the Tarf Hardware Supplies, where they have stocks of camping gas should you need it. So that's what I've just been getting hold of. Definitely don't want to run out of camping gas, so I'm gonna have some coffee and then head on. I'm just starting out on the Corrierac Pass. There's Fort Augustus behind me. It's taken me pretty much most of the day to get to Fort Augustus. I found that Great Glen Way to be quite challenging, really, very much up and down. Anyway, I'm going to see how far I get up this pass. It's about I think it's about 5:30 now. Nice big house there. Just gone 6 o'clock and I'm still going. I'm hoping I can reach the Blackburn Bothy, but I'm not exactly sure how far it is. It can't be that much further. It's on this side of the pass. Bit of a headwind. It's all good fun. Just going slow. Hallelujah! I think I've just spotted the Bothy. There it is over there, look. Cool. I'll go and see what the situation is. If it's full, I'll just have to camp outside. Anyway, it's coming on a bit wet, although it is actually the best part of the day. So there's 5 of us in the Blackburn Bothy. I'm just going to get some water and get a brew going. I guess this is the Blackburn. It looks pretty black to me. It'll be very peaty water, that. I'll boil it. Well, good morning all. It's day 3 and I'm just about to continue up the Corriarach Path, up in that direction. There was quite a bit of rain last night. Fortunately I was inside the Blackburn Bothy, which was nice. Anyway, sun's out, which is a real bonus. Very cold breeze, but heading over towards Melgarve area. That's the view back. See the road making its way around the hillside. So I'm just coming down the other side now. Nice series of switchbacks, zigzags here. Anyway, it's pretty lumpy in places. Some of it's rideable. I'd say 80% of it's rideable at this point. That's where I'm heading. Phenomenally cold back there. There's a little cabin where a load of electrical stuff that you can get into, but it's nice to be going downhill. So I think this is Melgarve Bothy. The door's open. There is another building down there, but I don't think that's it. Anyway, I'm not going to go and find out. So, weather's still good. Come down off the Corriarach Pass. I'm just going to brew a drink here and have a sit down, I think. Coffee in the Bothy. So it's kind of like 2 o'clockish in the afternoon. I've just come over this little hill behind me, a really nice view of Loch Laggan. So I think from the point of view of Loch Laggan, I go over the top end of it here and into that forestry area, and then into that gap between the big hill on the right and the hills to the left. So the cycling's got a little bit easier since coming down off the Corriera Pass. These tracks are very more gently graded and a bit less rutted, so the going's quite good at the moment. But I've just looked at the weather app and there's a storm coming in called Storm Agnes for sometime later this afternoon and overnight, so I'll have to be quite careful where I find a campsite. So we'll see how that pans out. Anyway, Loch Laggan. Morning all, this is the start of day 4. It's Thursday and last night was pretty wet and windy, and this is kind of like the tail end of Storm Arwen, I believe. Anyway, the rain concern today is going to be heading in that direction because the wind is really strong, so just have to see how it goes really. I'm aiming to get to East Ossian, Canoe, hopefully pick up some food there because I'm running low on food. That's the next stop to be killing, I think. Anyway, we'll see how today goes. So this is the bottom end of Loch Laggan, which is just over there, and the way takes me through the back of this woodland somewhere and over in that general direction. It's been a very windy start to the day. We're going downhill now. Great views though. Alongside Loch Ossian. Thankfully there's some trees, a little bit of shelter. The road surface is really good. Making a bit of progress along here. Lovely place. But windy out there. Oh wow, look at this. This is just fantastic. Fantastic riding a bike here. So there's a little youth hostel. the top end of Loch Lothian. I'm heading to Carrera to see if I can catch the cafe open. Hopefully, let you know how I get on. Well, here we are again. I think it's getting near to the end of the day for me. It's about 5:30. I've been on the go since about 8:30. So I came down from Carrera area down to the Rannoch, and then there's a little sort of side detour that comes up the glen over there behind me, and then over a little bridge, and then back down towards Loch Rannoch. So I kind of think, well, I could have easily gone along the paved road to the point where I'm going to come out, but this is quite a nice little detour actually. The path's a little bit rough, but it's doable. Certainly I would prefer to do it on a mountain bike this little bit, but that's where I'm heading. The rain's come on, it's forecast, but I'm still out in it. Anyway, I'm heading downhill, hopefully getting in towards Rannoch and get a spot to camp. I'm on a forestry track here, it's quite fast. Morning all. This is day 5 and I'm at Loch Rannoch, pretty low down. I kind of came off the hill just behind me and came across this Forestry Commission sort of picnic area. It was absolutely pouring down with rain, so I stopped here. So a perfect place to camp and get organised. Managed to keep the bike in the dry, although I did pitch my tent just there. So today's stage, according to the Komoot thing that I'm following, is 50 odd miles to Callander, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to Callander. There's a couple of passes to get over. The first one over to Glen Lyon, and then beyond that over to Killing. So I reckon I'll be doing well if I get to Killing today, and then maybe Callander and onwards tomorrow. So we'll see how the day goes. It's been showery, but it's blustery and, well, reasonably okay at the moment. So we'll get on the trail. Remember the next obstacle. Nearly there. waterfall over there. Fantastic. The road ahead. Got a tailwind for a change. Hey. Hi all, so that's the end of day 5. I'm just about maybe a mile and a half outside Killing, just as the trackway goes up the hill. So I'm in the forestry area. The main path is just over there. I've just come along here and found a nice camp spot for the night, hopefully. There's a little water supply just over here, so that's all I need, really. Didn't make it to Calendar, I didn't think I would. I was very happy to just get to Killing in the end. Quite tired legs now. So from the top of the pass there, down to Loch Earn Head, got this fantastic cycleway. It's just lovely riding, heading down, steadily downwards on the track bed of the old railway line. Beautiful. So I'm just getting to the bottom of this really nice cycleway, which goes onwards through towards Strathire and then on to Calendar. But the Badger Divide kind of deviates from this route a bit, and it heads up in that direction over there and along Glen Artney, which I'm told is a little bit rough, not very easy for cycling. But so the decision is, do you go the slightly easier way on the National Cycle Network route, or do you follow the Badger Divide to the exact detail? Well, when I get to the bottom I'll decide. The next frame will show you where I am. Coffee in Calendar sounds quite nice. Anyway, view down the loch. So as you can see, I decided to do the proper route, the Badger Divide route, and I'm in Glen Ample, and so far it's been really good. There's a really nice gravel track almost up to this farm behind me, but then the path deviates down by the river, which is a bit rough, but it's very scenic. So yeah, Glen Ample rather than Glen Artney. I made a mistake earlier. after you've been to Calendar for the coffee and maybe a bit of dinner, nice cycling along Loch Venachar on this quiet little road here. You're in a camping restricted zone apparently, so I'll see how far I get. I think it's going to rain later on today, but I'll just keep pedalling. Good stuff. So that's day 6 finished with. I'm just about an hour south of Aberfoyle. I called into Calendar to get some supplies, so got my tea cooking. That's the water boiled there. I've camped in the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park. It's a huge forest. There's a kind of ventilation structure behind me. I'll put a picture of it in to show you. Funny how there's very few places to camp in these big forestry areas. There's either roads going through them and just forest and completely nowhere to camp. Anyway, I found a little spot. That's the end of day 6. It is raining now. I managed to kind of keep reasonably dry most of the day. So here we are. That's the view from the tent today. And the way tomorrow is down there towards Glasgow and the final day. So we'll see you then. Bye for now. Morning all, it's day 7 on the Badger Divide. I'm just heading now towards Glasgow. It's the final day. I think it's about 27 miles from this, I think it's the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park, possibly. Anyway, the way looks good. The weather last night was torrential rain, and so the path is pretty wet. So I'm just thinking that structure that I was camped next to was something to do with the water supply for Glasgow, because there's a big aqueduct here. Quite an impressive structure, carrying water to Glasgow, I imagine. I made it. This is it. The end point of the Badger Divide. So that's my 7-day adventure riding the Badger Divide between Inverness and Glasgow. Thanks very much for watching. If you got this far, please consider subscribing to the channel. And for now, we'll leave you with a view of Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum. See you in the next one. Bye for now.